Alright, so we're back with another video here. GTI is bricked right now. Part 2, I guess. This is the second video I've made of my like 4 videos where the GTI is just unfunctional and not driving. This time it was a clamp on the turbo that exploded. So the turbo is actually like in 2 pieces in the car, and there's a V-band clamp that holds them together, and that clamp just like exploded. I don't know why, I don't know how. I was driving, pulling out of an intersection, and I heard this massive like blow off noise. Sounded like in between shifts, but times 10. Sounded like I had a blow off valve. And so obviously that wasn't normal, so the car felt a little strange after that. I pulled over, got out. It sounded like I had some sort of an exhaust leak, but I didn't know if that was an unrelated issue or if that was part of the problem that had just happened. And I got a intake system leak code, I think it was. And so I popped the hood. I couldn't find any boost leaks. I had my buddy rev it. I didn't see anything obvious, so I drove home, probably about 15 minutes away, and I get home and I'm doing all these like tests, just like pulling all these boost pipes off, looking at them, seeing if they have any leaks and whatever. Opened up the intake, made sure everything was connected, checked all my connections and stuff, tightened up my whole exhaust system, including the downpipe, and nothing. And so I did some testing on the PCV, and it seemed like it could be a little iffy. At the same time, it didn't seem like that would really be the issue or have the same symptoms as what I was having. But I ordered one, and then I talked to a few more people and then a mechanic, and he was like, yeah, it doesn't really seem like your PCV is the issue. This was all after I found the broken clamp. So I'm actually going to return the PCV, and the clamp is supposed to come in today, and I am about to drop the axle and take off the bracket that holds the turbo onto the block so that I am able to access that clamp. So let's get going. So the issue is this turbo clamp. As you can see, it's just not on there, and it broke off. It actually like kind of exploded, so this is only half the clamp. I think I'm gonna get the other half today in the mail. So now I need to pull this axle off just a bit so that I can access these triple squares right here. Those are a bracket for the turbo. It mounts the turbo to the block. And I need to get this bracket off in order to access the clamp. And I had everything stripped out. I had the downpipe out, I had the intake out, I had this turbo outlet pipe out. I was looking at the charge pipe up here, or the throttle body pipe. Checking all my boost lines, looking for a boost leak, and finally I found this, and that explains a lot of the issues. So I had to drop the axle. As you can see, it was 6 10mm triple squares to get that off, and then I had the 2 10mm triple squares right here to get the turbo support bracket off, along with, I think it was a 6mm Allen up top. So now I've got all this hardware and this turbo clamp, the bracket here, and then the clamp. We had our failure right here. So if you look, you can see that is supposed to have something for this loop to clamp onto, and then you tighten down here. So this V-band then pulls together the 2 sides of the turbo and seals them tight. And so when this broke off, the clamp just exploded open, and we were left with a turbo that was in 2 pieces, and there was a huge leak in the middle. So that's why it sounded like an exhaust leak and a boost leak, because it couldn't hold the pressurized air, and it's on the exhaust stream. So we were leaking a bunch of exhaust. Like, it was like an open downpipe from the we didn't even have a downpipe. It was like an open turbo pretty much. So I'm waiting on that clamp. I'll show you guys once it's all buttoned back up, and then we'll hopefully get a good start up. So with all this free time on my hands, I'm probably going to make another video of what I have done to the car. If you've been following along, or if you follow my Instagram, you probably know everything already. But there is a few things that maybe you don't know about. So I'm going to show you those, break everything down, and tell you my future plans with the car, as well as what's next and what's coming in the next few weeks. And as I always say, I still have to do my clutch, but hopefully that's changing soon. So when I was editing all of these clips, I realized that I, like usual, never filmed a follow-up to what happened. So I got the clamp, I put it on, the install went smooth. All I had to do was put the turbo bracket back on with that like 6mm Allen, a couple triple squares, 10mm triple squares. And then put the axle shield back on, put the wheel well back in, obviously tossed the wheel back on, and I made sure everything else that I had touched was cranked down tight. I flashed a stock tune just in case anything was going to happen. I didn't want to put too much boost through it for my first drive. So I went on a drive. My dad came with me, no issues. I went down to my school, reflashed to the tune that I'm running, and then I came back, got into boost a little bit, and have had no issues since. So that one little $20 clamp saved me from what I thought was going to be spending 300 plus on a new turbo, whether it was the OEM K03 or I was thinking an OEM like off the Golf R K04, but that ended up being just like too much, and I was really trying not to spend a lot of money because I was just had stuff to spend, that I needed to do with my money at that point. And now the car's back together. I've got some more spending money, and I'm gonna drop it soon, put on some coilovers. I'm thinking the Solo Works coilovers, but you'll see in a future video. That mod video that I'm making is going to probably feature those. I'll probably hold off on uploading that video until I've got the coilovers in. So yeah, stay tuned. I will see you guys in the next video. The car's running great. I'm happy that it's there, and yeah, I just up this whole video right now.